I think there's going to be a tough battle there and a lot to prove for teams like CLG and Energy Lenders.
Definitely. I think we're gonna go live, which is pretty cool. A lot of people want to watch CS who are in the chat. I can
Yeah,
relate.
I just wanted to talk, man. It's been so
I
long.
guess you weren't one of them. All right.
No, definitely excited. So the first match about to start, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be LG versus compLexity. This is compLexity's map choice. So SHZ, Showtime, Destiny, PKL, and Yell choosing to start off on the CT side. While we have compLexity, it is composed of Uber, Surreal, Def, Android, and Ape. And this is for the upper bracket finals for the Color in the North, presented by Bell. We're looking at the terrorist team looking to execute towards this A bomb site.
Easily my favorite A hit right now. She's actually blinded and then push back into CT, so they've got control of it. He knows that this is going to be a CT push. Teams always do this, but once the kill isn't given up, they're all put in awkward spots. We see them hugging this wall right now, trying to get a good angle so that if somebody peeks, they'll all be able to shoot at the same time. And there's a whole gang of terrorists peeking out. Yell finding one kill, but they give up CT control.
That's right, it's hit for tat, and the advantage comes in for compLexity, and they're trying to retake on the connector side. It's a 1-minute advantage for compLexity with two more, Destiny and Showtime. The latest addition being Showtime trying to fight towards the ticket booth, gets the headshot into Uber. They're trying to push together. They don't have a kit to work with. They have to move very quickly, but now the clock has run down. This is going to be compLexity's pistol round to win, with Ape now spotted by Showtime, just trying to get some money. Is
oh my God.
That latest addition. I don't think they have the time. Picked up a hit, but a little too late.
Yeah, that was very close. I thought for a moment there could have been an opportunity to win, but there's a little bit of a technical problem.
Yeah.
If I'm saying TeamSpeak lag, I'm sure they'll get right on that.
Yeah.
My TeamSpeak has been lagging too.
Yeah?
For some reason, yeah. Maybe it's a global issue.
Mine's my CS, man. And my World of Warcraft.
Mumble. Yeah, you're getting kicked out of World of Warcraft daily.
I'm getting kicked out of World of Warcraft. I'm getting kicked out of Mumble often as well. But now my WoW is fixed, but let's not talk about that. I don't feel proud having to reinstall that game.
Why? What's going wrong in your life that you had to go back to WoW?
It's not necessarily things are going wrong. It's just I met some peeps at a bar, and they say that they play WoW, and that's including the owner and the bartender there. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll start playing with these guys. It's part of my business now with my new job. I gotta get back into gaming, a little bit more casual gaming. And that's the case.
Oh, poor you. You have to get back more into casual gaming because of your job. Poor you.
I know, right? First world problems. We haven't unpaused. It's going to be LG losing that pistol round, but they're going for a force buy here, Landers.
Yeah, they are putting a lot of money into this head armor and all. But, oh, Uber goes down right away. 4v5, and they're going towards B. So, with not enough players anywhere else on the other side of the map, they have to just work on their entries, but they're taking a long time to get in the site, and everyone's rotating in.
Showtime's going for the jump peaks, and he finally manages to get the headshot onto Abe. Nice crossfire by PKL. He's playing towards Get Right onto Dev, and now things have turned. It's going to be an advantage for this Brazilian team, and they win with pistols.
I have no idea. They just lost that first kill, and we see a couple players low right now, but they couldn't even get into B. I think they really just needed to go quickly once they started running. Uber died at A ramp. And that should have been like, all right, that pulls the pin. No matter what we were doing before, if we were going to play it slow, we've lost our option at A. They could potentially push A ramp, see that it's completely clear, and then overstack the other side of the map. So at that point, I think you have to assume that no one is going to be, or that they don't have more than 2 people at B, considering you already know that they have some presence at A at least, and just get into the site as soon as possible. And then, you know, everybody just got into position, and that's when it becomes too late. That's all you want as a CT is for the T team to just stop the rush when you know that you hear like four sets of footsteps, and for them to just get stuck in the halls.
When they're in a tight spot here for compLexity, they have to go for a smoke execution with only smokes across the board, no armor. The main goal right now is just to try to run in and get this plant through that smoke, maybe even find it for a ramp if they can. But Yelly's playing on the top of this balcony side. This could be a huge opener at the death, but he turns around just a little bit too late. Still manages to come back on a 180 and get killed. Now running through, it's going to be Destiny. They have a great crossfire set up for LG's side, from the ticket booth, from the balcony, and also from connector. They at least get the bomb plant though for compLexity, so that's mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's great. It looked cool. 5 smokes, and they used them all. Kind of knew exactly what strat was going to go out, and you do need all 5 smokes. And that just obscures vision from CT, as well as connector and jungle. So you know that unless there's somebody on Balk, like Yell was, that I think it was Yell, that you're going to be able to get in the site without getting shot, unless it's through smoke. Good way to get a plant, and that extra money is allowing them to have a much healthier buy this round.
Definitely. They'll have an op in the hands of Yell. He's been actually not buying any armor on that pistol round, only with Kit, if I'm not mistaken, so that he could afford this AWP. And they're going to utilize him towards this mid side. And he's actually on the top of Cat to look back there, so... Advantage for complexity, at least, is that they're all set up towards A, but a lot of information is actually not gathered by complexity side. So this gives a little bit of a tougher side for them to execute, because they're going to have to run inside the A site pretty much blindly.
Cascading over the site. Oh shit, actually finds a headshot while half blind Destiny joins in as well. And there are still 4 players alive from Luminosity, but the site has been taken, and I think the bomb will go down with CT control.
It's going to be Ace finding that bomb for the CT spawn. You do have somebody else back down there, and it's going to be Surreal. PKL is holding back towards the cubby, so I think he heard a bit of footsteps at the same time, so they're going to go for a full 4-man converged, 3 on connector side. And Yell still winning on that flank. It's going to be Ape that's going to find most of the action to start. He's going to get pushed out fairly soon. Actually, the Molly or the Incendiary Grenade was a little bit too far behind him. Surreal does manage to get the first kill. Yell with the option to death. Here comes that crossfire in that big flank. And that, just like that, get all dispatched, and it's going to be an easy defuse for LG to make it now 3-1.
That was quite a fantastic retake. Even though they were 4v3 with the bomb down, it can be very, very difficult to get the first kill because everybody's got those spots like a CT where they can just hide, and then you have the CTs come out into their angle. So for them to be able to win that round retaking A without CT control coming out late was a really smart idea. I like how they had they sent someone really late to come CT because it was complexity who assumed that it was clear by that time. And yeah, a retake they barely won, but it looked super coordinated to do it. So
this is going to be complexity in a pistol armor buy to try to go in for an execution at B. This is going to slow things down a bit from an Incendiary Grenade thrown by Showtime. And let's talk about a little bit about the patience from PKL that previous round for waiting that long before that big flank. Well, actually, let's not, because they're pushing into B now for complexity. PKL's playing towards get right this time. 2 of them are very low already for complexity. There's already 3 guys from LG, though, inside this B bomb site. They just seem to be able to predict where complexity are going to be attacking here, Launders.
one thing I like is that they really are not. They have a plan for their eco rounds, and that means, and what I mean by that is that they're buying a lot of smokes and they have like a full execute that they want to try to do instead of trying to do something loose or just using the round to rush out and die. And that's really important because whether or not you try hard on that eco round, you're gonna have to play it. So you might as well try to come up with some strategy to make the most of it. They didn't end up getting the bomb down this time, but they still have a buy, and again, that could pay off for them in the future when they have to save a lot. For example.
Well, it's going to be Android and Death getting the first kill towards this mid-side control. Showtime never spotted them towards that underpass, so he catches one off guard, trying to go for a second kill with success and drops the bomb. It started so well for complexity there, but now mid-control is slowly dwindling down as PKL peeks out towards Catwalk. They push up towards TV as well. Showtime gets a triple kill because of that, and that just turns it around. Death now stuck in a 3 versus 1 situation. Oh man, Showtime with the 4K.
Yeah, huge 4K from Showtime. Underpass control, mid fell apart completely, and complexity were just trying to default. That's the scary part, right? They were just getting into these safe positions. Usually top mid as a terrorist is a super safe option on Mirage, where you can get control of it, get the top boxes, and then make the CTs fall back into their sites. Just make sure that all of mid is clear. Well, they couldn't even do that. So Luminosity are really doing a good job of pushing them out of their comfort zone, and on that rifle round, had only lost 2 people, so have just so much money left over as well.
That's it, and like I said, it started off so well for complexity. The first real round where they actually had all the arsenals that they needed. They had the op in the hands of Surreal as well, and somehow Showtime just bring the fight 1 versus 1, and the aim battle is just superior for him. Showtime, mind you, has been the latest addition coming in from Immortals, and what a pick there by Destiny onto Surreal. Another one down, but complexity this time with only pistols. Android getting into 1D onto PKL onto Catwalk, so that trades it back onto 4v4. And Uber gets a headshot at the Shiz though, coming out from the balcony side. Des about to backstab Destiny, and he manages to get the kill onto stairs. And just like that, a little bit of miscommunication on LG's side on that hold.
Oh yeah, and everyone's just getting caught off guard now. I mean, they only had pistols, but they haven't had to take any face-to-face duels at all. And somehow our man sneaks out a ramp.
That was nice to watch. You saw Yell like with the crosshair looking at him slowly, but yeah.
Yeah, it gets out, and they had so much coverage, and everybody was able to find a kill. The only person who didn't find a kill was real so far, and it doesn't even matter. Yells alone has this op, and it won't even be that easy to save. I mean, people have already started looking for him, and there's our man on the stairs. I don't know if they exchange glances. It looks like they have, and Yell gets the better of him. I don't know where he's going to go with this. Typically you want to go as far as possible so that if they come and hunt you, you can just delay. But if you go Palace, it's typically the most common spot for people to save if a bomb's planted B, right?
And Uber's closest. Thankfully, though, I think that information was given away earlier with saying that Uber was low.
This is a bad chase, though, because compLexity only won this round, so they
went with pistols, though, right? So that brings the economy up.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't spend a lot. They barely spent anything. They have like half armor. So they do have money left over no matter what, but they aren't in a great place economically for the long game. So
that's true.
Losing 2 or 3 people, that's like 10 or 15,000.
That's right. Yeah, losing this one here would put them back on a mixed buy if should they decide to do so. But we're praying that it's not going to be the case. But since LG has brought up the economy so much there with the past few rounds, you do have LG on a double op setup. Look how confident they move out too. Did you see Yells jump outside on that railing on Cat without really any smokes or flashes?
I know, yeah. And just anticipating, I think that people are not going to fly out mid. If they're going to go mid, they're going to go do it nice and safely. So you don't actually have that much to worry about as an offer, I guess, these days, especially with the spawn. Because there's so many safe ways to tackle it as a terrorist. Passive default. There's Showtime finding a pick into Palace. Uber goes down, and that's a lot of information gained, a good advantage, and now Luminosity can kind of sit back and let the picks come to them. They don't have to do anything more aggressive this round.
The interesting part is that they're holding so far back for compLexity. Even at T-spawn, the bomb is dropping. They're really counting on Death to try to get an opener, and he gets insta-dink booted up the staircase at Underpass. That's more information given away and people that are weakened. It's Death trying to move up with his teammate here, which is going to be Ape. Destiny re-peeking. Just right with him, but they make a step. They're going to try to boost up to get the kill onto Yell. They might be able to. They go for the spray and somehow finally connects. So it's a 4 versus 4. Make that a 4 versus 3 as Destiny re-peaks. Thankfully, though, he takes down Death, and they move up towards the A ramp and also towards Palace. So they're trying to converge back towards the A bomb site, but Shiz drops the bomb carrier. And now there's 24 seconds left on the clock. It's a 2 versus 2. Surreal and 8 versus Shiz and PKL so far. A little bit more healthy on HP for the compLexity side. As you have one coming up with a big flank, and that's going to be actually not really on a big flank. He's still holding that A ramp after getting that initial push. Now there's 8 seconds left on the clock. Ape has to move out quick. 1 versus 1 now. 6 seconds left. He's going to have to go for a full plant. PKL lets him plant. But out in the open, he still manages to get the kill. And Ape, replacing Whitmer, saves it for compLexity.
Wow. 4 kills. And man, he should have died.
PKL
walked out, knew he was going to plant, anticipated which side of the box he was going to come out, and he still lost that duel. And it looked like compLexity were just going to lose that round as soon as the bomb got dropped to A-ramp. As soon as I think Shiz won that duel versus Android, the bomb was dropped 2v2 instead of 3v1, and they recovered. That's really good that they did, because they put 2 in a row, a very important 2 in a row. They actually have Luminosity spending all their money already. It seems like they've gone very heavy utility round after round, and so have had some. They've got expensive habits, these CTs.
You're seeing it now at the same time. Expensive Yell going with the glass cannon here, and the money has dwindled down to a point that if they lose this one here, you might see a save coming in. And even though they would lose 3 rounds in a row, that is not going to be enough money. They'll be $2,400, and Showtime bought all the way down to 0. So they have to play it a little bit more conservatively for LG at this point, as why you don't see them peek out so aggressively on this mid side to start. So they're just playing tight angles. This gives a chance for compLexity to move around a bit.
Yeah, and again, going super passive. It's just late mid is called. Top mid smoke comes out. Maybe a flash or 2, and then I don't know where they're gonna move in from this. This is extremely late, so you know this is something that could have happened at the beginning of the round, but now it's 50 seconds left. They still have a lot of utility, but they've got to pick what to do, and they can't rely on getting it killed that easily. I mean, something really has to be offered up to them. They use a lot of this round waiting for a push. They don't even have connector control, but they're going for an A split, and it looks like they're even giving a Palace. I personally hate everyone A ramp. I think you should always have more people Palace than A ramp, just because that's where everyone counter nades. But this might be difficult. Still 5 alive for Luminosity.
And even Incendiary Grenade to prevent them from moving out. They're going to have to try to run through. Surreal down to 60 HP, but we have connected. We are moving in. Death going for that big flank on connector. So Shiz inside the site gets a double kill, and he's looking for a third, but Death looks for that big flank, gets him down. And PKL trades it back. It's 4 seconds left on the clock. So late on the execution that Android had to stick it out in the open, and Yell comes out with the headshot of the op, and that will bring the money back down here for compLexity and a 3-point lead for LG.
I think they were so convinced that it was going to be a push that they said, we'll play this part passively, but they took too long doing that, and then they played out the round from that point on as if they had a minute left, and it came down to the last 10 seconds, and they didn't get a kill. So, you know, typically the ideal round on Mirage is you go mid control, you get a kill, you take connector or ladder room, and then you split A or B. But there, they didn't have control of connector or ladder room, they didn't get a kill, and they were super late.
Things have changed a little bit here for LG side too. They're playing 2 on Get Right, letting them take a little bit of a control on the upper B here, Launders. What are your thoughts on this? Letting compLexity move a little bit more further up here towards this upper B side by playing passively on Cat.
Yeah, potentially they don't want to get overrun by pistols, but this is kind of weird because they don't have anyone dedicated to the site, which means like if people you can't retake B. It's not that easy. So if a smoke goes down on Cat, and, you know, your opper is the only one at B, then you really can't help hold the site down. If the bomb goes down 5v5, I'm convinced that the terrorists will win that 90% of the time.
90% of the time, it works every time with Uber holding out. With Uber holding out towards the entrance of Palace, here comes the rest of the guys executing towards A, and those big flashes actually forces Showtime to fall back on the Cat, and that big smoke is not going to let him get any hold towards his B side. So it's going to be a 5 versus 4 on a retake attempt here, but they haven't even gone in for the plant yet. Finally, as they do so, there's one man a little bit at a disadvantage because he's forced to plant. Death there holding the back of the site, dropping 2. That's Shiz and Destiny, and it's now a 3 versus 3.
That was a little bit sketchy. They took a long time to get the bomb down, but they have made it a 3v3 now, so even though they lost money on the other side of the map, they've got decent after plant spots. Luminosity have to push in, and again, B site really, really hard to retake.
The advantage is that it's the pistol guys that actually died, but those 2 guys retaking on Cat, dropping 8 and Death. Android stuck on a 3 versus 1. Now he's stuck in a corner and gets up down by Yell, even flushed out in case that off shot was missed. It was such a great retake there for LG side, and the defuse comes through. It's now going to be 7-3 in favor of LG, with COL at this point forced to go on the pistol buy if they want.
Damn, I want to say that they had a lot of opportunities there to shoot. Like,
yeah,
Death took 2 peeks to try to trade 1 kill and couldn't get it. So I mean, you know, sometimes it comes down to like your positioning, but sometimes it comes down to hitting shots. And I think if that was one of the situations where they had everything going for them, compLexity. Even though it took a long time to get the bomb down, they got that 3v3 plant, and still managed to lose without getting a single kill in the after plant. Yeah. So.
You think it's more of that positioning for the post plant for the T side? I mean, there was 2 guys already at bench instead of really trying to hold up for a crossfire. Now it's pretty much garbage time. Just pistols guys running through. So I still wanted to ask your questions to answer that question, Launders, if you can.
Yeah, so I think the after plant was like okay, and the reason I say that is because Depth had 2 opportunities to peek. Like he was able to shoot. Unpeek, peek, and then shoot again, and then still get a kill. So that just tells you, like, he should have been able to get that kill. So, you know, from that perspective, if he gets that kill, they probably win. You know, it's 3v2. Like, first person to get the opening kill on the 3v3, like, on an after plant, they probably win.
So set up for a bait that didn't pan out there for Depth side. But 8-3 nonetheless. They tried to move in for a bomb plant for compLexity, got plowed, got mowed, but at least they had that money to come through. You have one that made it towards the back of the brown box's top mid, and that's going to be Yell. That was fully blinded as well. Couldn't get that shot. So Surreal made it back there. Actually, 2 guys made it back there now with Surreal and also and Def as they're trying to move down to take mid control.
Well, what happens here? They're moving a lot faster. They've got mid control. They pushed up the connector. They get smoked out, but it's not the biggest problem in the world. Luminosity have played this fairly safely. Haven't pushed anything. They've got a couple of pops chiming in. They don't even know from where. Getting the first 2 kills of the round now. It's 4v3, which is a very difficult position because they've lost. I don't know if they had someone at A ramp or Palace, but he's gone, if there was one. And so you can't really split. You can take mid, but you can't really split here. with the bomb in Yaps, and there's another top kill, another one. Showtime 3 on the round.
And that's his play up on Catwalk instead of playing passively there inside B to look towards Van, where you usually see that opera. He actually moved up on Cat for the second time, and I guess that's that support too, to really try to play back towards that mid control. And when they tried to go for that retake on B with 2 guys on Cat, they worked out, so they're going to keep playing that way. Uber trying to drop down, and Yell's already rotated back from A to B to support him there. So that's going to be now 9-3, and the Ops are just laying grounds and putting work here for Luminosity.
I think like complexities. I think the worst part about complexity's game, at least on the map, is that they have trouble, I think, adjusting when something doesn't work out. So if they want a default, but they don't win in their default, then it seems like they lose. They lose mentally. They start falling apart and don't have like some type of recourse. They don't know what they should change their plan to. So A isn't a good option. They mess up a little bit. They don't really have an adjustment to go B, or they fall apart at mid, then they just fan out across the map slowly and take it off.
I think Rabbit or Android should just keep using a demon for the rest of this game. He's been connecting some good headshots to clear out Catwalk, and that's against Yell, an op that was trying to look back early in this round. So 1 minute advantage here for complexity, but they only have deagles across the board with no armor. Just trying to bring up that economy good enough here. They're going to have 5 rounds bonus loss. They have enough arsenal for the next round here, but it's not looking good for complexity at this point. They're too spread out across the map, just trying to get lucky with these 1Ds instead of really trying to move in and overtake a site and pick up some guns.
Yeah. Sometimes better than just running in, but again, yeah, no utility to work with. B is the right site though. They've only got 1 person here, and does he have an op? No, that's PKL. Oh, spotting somebody. A lot of damage. He could actually just die. So this is a good opportunity to play. I mean, they might even kill him and pick up a gun.
The 9 HP gets the headshot into Surreal, traded out by Ape. And so far, Anjo is trying to flank across there on that connector side. No avail. 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1. Ape in the back of the site. Just by bench. Peeks out. Up, down by Showtime. But it's 2 guys down in the bomb plant. Pretty decent. He's going to force some drops here for LG. Or Complexity is going to force some drops for LG on the next round.
Honestly, I think they've done a great job with one thing. Well, Complexity getting the plant was their goal of the round, and it's good that they did that. But Luminosity have done a great job of shutting them alert every single time. We've seen like Uber die in Palace get picked off by Showtime with that off. There was an A ramp, like 1 round where they went 4B and had 1 A ramp. That second round of the game when they got eco'd, Luminosity have shut down the lurk like every single time. Right there, somebody creeped in the window, shot him right in the back, and so they've almost made this lurker a waste of a player in a sense, and just really good awareness from them to make sure to kill him, because that 5v4 invaluable if you know how to play the advantage.
You kind of saw that too, and you kind of see it on the scoreboard as to why Uber is 1-13. He's been the one that's trying to fall back behind and try to get some backstabs going, but they're doing a good job for LG to watch those late pushes.
Yeah.
And even then, at this point, it's well controlled by LG, where they could buy for the rest of this half.
Looking to not give him too much, but Yell doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for Yell. Hits the shot again. 5v4 opening kill once again to Luminosity. Can Sotom see a foot here?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, just barely saw it, but bullet doesn't connect.
Def actually is in a tight spot as well. There's a huge gap in the smoke here for Destiny if Def decides to peek back out, but Destiny decides to play it a little bit more smarter, since they do have a 1 minute advantage for Luminosity, so they're going to fall back. But at this time for this passive play, Complexity will look at converging back towards this A bomb site where 3 guys are still holding there. And it started very aggressively for LG that held it quite well for A ramp, and they're still watching it.
They're still holding on to this bit of control, and that's huge. Oh wow, Ape though. Doing a good job, and Yell hopping from an awkward angle under Balk has a lot of has a big job to do. Whoa, what a peek from! That's a good second kill.
Yep, 3-on-2 now. Showtime and PKL, last 2 remaining. They don't have any nades to work with anymore. They try to retake the site as they peek up on the ticket booth. PKL gets his head taken off by Ape. Now Showtime. That's 1. 2 versus 2.
Oh, just cross right in front of that. Molly doing a fair bit of damage, and over the top of the box. Wow, barely getting spotted, but really nice round from both Uber and Ape. That entry, that entry was sick. Just a pre-fire in case Yell decided he needed to get aggressive under Balk, and I think when Luminosity realized that they had lost connector control, he can't just sit there, otherwise he'll just get mollied out and become completely useless. So I like his thought process as well as Uber's for pre-firing that spot. But what a recovery on that round. All those entries coming out, all headshots.
Seems a little bit better as well for Uber to have that support to try to move in and get those entries instead of playing that late lurk if they're trying to execute towards his B side, because they're always perking him towards this A side.
Yeah.
Now instead of 4 guys on ramp, they're putting 3 palace slunders.
I love that. I mean, I hate A-Ramp. I think you need to be there to throw smokes, but apart from that, if you could, it's always better to send people at Palace closer to the bomb plant zone. Once you jump out, you only have to worry about CT. You can get on the site cover right away. Whereas, you know, that whole jig with running up A-Ramp and getting stuck at Tetris, that has been way too often. I don't know what's happening. It's kind of a stalemate at this moment. People are pressuring both A-Ramp and Palace to the platform. They're just going to try to peek out and try. Even with a bunch of utility, and Shiz is not being traded out. 60 HP and has already gotten 2 kills. 2.5. Surreal down to half. And Def over at mid might have the opportunity to get a lurk kill. This could be a good spot for him.
Never go try, because it might end up hurting you. Def now take it down on the mid side by Showtime up on that underpass, and 8 finally opens it up, but is it too little too late? It's a 3 versus 2. He spots another one at the ticket booth, and he saw one at jungle. Third one unknown, at least in their point of view. It's traded out, and now he knows it's a 3 versus, well, it was a 3 versus 2, now 1 versus 1. 8 knowing that the last guy is towards the CT spot, and that's Yell with a knock. Bomb is still down, but still plenty of time here for 8 to work with. He's gonna have to cross over what Yell's looking at. He doesn't have any nades to work with either.
There it is, base the shot, is able to pick up the bomb, and Yell looking for that kill right away. Wants to end this early, but 10 seconds left. We'll probably not let this go down to another plant. Has the opportunity to jump up on the box, or just wait and try to catch Yell out of position. And he's starting to move up now. There it is.
God.
Third headshot, a 4th kill.
Yeah.
What a round.
That's 2 4K for 8. 2 4Ks for 8 right now in this half. He's definitely the one that's the savior for the team. I mean, in the end, it's a 10-5 scoreline. It shouldn't be 10-5. It should be like a 12-3. But 8 did a good job to save it here for the team.
Right, you mean because of the rounds that, like, they barely wanted, like the eco and stuff like that? Right?
Yeah.
I think Luminosity played a lot better than compLexity did, and just like on the gun rounds that they had, a couple of them had me doubting, or had me losing faith in just how comfortable they were, because that round where they ran down the block, I was like, that just tells me you guys are not feeling it right now. Something's wrong, just like on a fundamental level, right? You're just not communicating, or you know, ITL maybe Ape was feeling a little bit cloudy and didn't know what adjustments need to be had. Whatever the case may be, didn't seem like things were going right for them.
I think on compLexity's side too, at this point though, they're kind of liking the formula that they have bringing in, because before then it was Def that was calling for the team. We've seen him play some very good rounds, some 3K, some clutches when he even had an overtime, and I think it was even against what was it? Is it Rogue, that team that had Katie in there? It was that European team that came in with Maniac and Katie, and nonetheless.
Is that how you say maniac in French?
Yeah, Maniac.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess it's. I mean, Def at that point when he was like on a 1 versus X, he didn't have to worry about calling and stuff like that anymore, and he was able to get some good fragging coming through. So bringing Ape as an in-game leader, having that experience from 1.6, having that experience in Go as well, playing with the DB9K with Evan from Ronin GG and a lot more of the Canadian teams back then, does bring that experience for compLexity. At the same time, they have a team that's able to communicate a lot more. We're still looking a little bit more from Uber though. Uber coming out from Selfless GG was that player that was to look out for, an up-and-comer that played so well with Selfless, but seems to have quieted down ever since he left.
Yeah, I mean, cooled off a little bit. It definitely seems like their aim is not on point for how good they are as like individually. If anything, they picked up what was the best player in the UK, which some might say isn't much, but it's definitely solid. And then Surreal, I don't know if he'd be like that, but it seems like the UK scene is definitely in shambles right now. So there's not even.
Or Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake is the only as far as from what I understand, Rattlesnake is the only viable IGL, or the only like real leader in the UK, but nobody wants to play with him because he's, I don't know if it's attitude or it's just super hard to get along with, or if he
Too
just
much
hates
Britney
everybody.
Spears. Toxic.
Yeah.
And even then, when you look back at the scoreboard, you have Showtime at 20-5, plus 15 differential in that first half. Play on the CT side. Great addition there for LG.
Oh yeah.
Now,
I mean, they got Showtime, who moved down from Immortal, so he's probably on this team like, let me show you guys what it's like to play an invite. You know, he knows how to play against teams like these, even if he did get cut from kind of the better team. Bolt's moving down from SK is another example. He more often than not carries Immortals and is just regularly the star of the tournament when they play at lands.
Ooh, this is gonna be dangerous. Ape spotted a few guys as LG were trying to go for a walk-on contact, but he makes it back inside the side and gets a headshot onto Yell. They're pushing him right now for LG as he's still trying to connect these shots, forced to reload. They're moving up on Calwalk as well. He gets a second headshot onto Showtime. He does have support from Android as well, and Android gets 2 kills of his own. And just like that, B is shut down, and Surreal steals the last kill. And that was such a great pistol round there for compLexity on that hold, therefore, in the end.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, they just had all moved into B. I don't know if they saw the bomb right away or not, but everybody was in the site by the time they got out, which is just perfect. If you do have that information, I mean, all that says is that the rotates were just beautiful. I mean, you can all come in through kitchen as long as the teammates in front of you get into the site, because then they can hold down an angle while you walk out to another one. And yeah, they were looking like a well-oiled machine on that round.
Well, second time that COL wins the pistol. But will they get Eco one more time here for LG going with Tech 9s and Eagle so far? Already 1 down to 2 HP, and that's Surreal with the UMP inside window. They're still trying to peek out. Uber trying to go long range with the UMP, but I think they're playing this a little bit too aggressively, don't you think, Launders?
I kind of feel that way too. At the same time, they're not doing anything like super unsafe. Like Surreal just peeked in the window. Perhaps maybe shouldn't have been peeking with the UMP in the first place, but. Yeah, they are pushed up quite a bit, and it seems like they just want 1 kill at least before they let Luminosity decide where they want to go. But this is kind of scary. I mean, like they've got very turtled up positions, and Luminosity have effectively won mid with no nades.
That's right, no nades, only one being in the hands of Showtime. He's still holding towards this A ramp. So you see LG walking back here, or running back towards the T spawn. They're gonna try to flash over and just plow out towards this A bomb site, but they do have a crossfire set up for compLexity side. Only 2 guys holding inside the site though, and that's going to be Uber and also Def, both with UMPs. Could still be very good for the crossfire.
What'll happen here? I think Def gave up his spawn a little bit, but oh yeah, and then just gets killed. Uber also gets taken down on the stairs, and there it is. 4v3, Surreal extremely hurt, and the closest man to the site in CT spawn. I mean, he can't even afford a peek.
He's still gonna do it. Gets headshotted through the barrels. That's a Huandig right there. 4 versus 2. Shiz in a great position. Now with 4 versus 1. Doesn't know where the last guy is. Now position given away, and that's gonna be 8 at this point. Maybe we'll just try to save his M4, and there you go. It repeats itself again. They win the pistol. They lose the second round, and that was due to being punished by the aggressiveness that they had towards the mid side.
Yeah, gotta say, I don't know if it's confidence, but compLexity not playing well at all. And it's just such standard stuff that it seems like they feel shaky about. I mean, sometimes it's also aim, which is kind of another weird problem that they're having. But overall, there's almost nothing that they're doing extremely well. And I thought they would have a better chance on the CT side, but yeah, we saw them kind of nervously peeking mid, taking a little bit of damage, and then getting really turtled up in sights, and then I feel like getting confused about what they should be doing. I don't know. I mean, also Luminosity hit some nice shots though. I mean, 1D on stairs, they had, you know, they made it really difficult for compLexity. But if you have utility and you have like a primary gun, you should be able to make it a lot more competitive than that.
And even then, how good is that single flash? They only had 1 flash to work with in the hands of Showtime. He throws it over A. That blinds Def at his spot and forces him to pre-fire his shot to give away his position.
Yeah, that's true. No, there's a flash that Fallen throws from A ramp, and everybody goes Palace on an eco round, and it usually gets out. Oh, wow, they just lose both rifles.
Yeah,
Def goes down top and force up. Wow. Luminosity. This is what complexity did to Luminosity, except Luminosity never pushed. Like that really passive mid where you're like, oh, I hope they come top mid, and then complexity actually did go and do it. And that's not to say that it's a mistake from what?
Okay.
Okay. Another one.
So that's a third here towards the A site, but the bomb is still down. It's down
knows?
towards the top mid. So it's a 3 versus 1. One's in window. Shiz takes him down with the UMP. At this point, though, I think 8 even spent a lot of money here, Launders, on that previous round. He had a incendiary grenade, he had 2 flashes, trying to move up towards mid side, and already everything was thrown out after when he moved up towards that mid side. They only had 1 rifle to work with. It was that M4 that they saved before. It was pistols for the rest, but I don't know. They put all of their eggs into a basket.
Yeah, I mean, when you get eco'd, you have a good opportunity to eco back because you know the other team doesn't have that much money. They also might hang on to some SMGs, but because Luminosity had 3 people alive and just in general didn't give them anything. They called them out. In fact, they outplayed them in the beginning of the round because they called out Complexity's mid push.
4.
Oh, they're coming out.
Yeah, 4 on connector side. They take the first one down. Destiny on the other end of the catwalk side gets 2 headshots or 2 kills. Runs out of bullets, but a Glock is enough. Gets a 3rd, gets a 4th. And now Death is the last man standing.
Yeah, I mean, they just, I don't know. I don't know if it would have been better if they all just kind of came out of connector, but they had pistols. Destiny, with just some quick headshots, pulls out 4, leaving him at, doesn't tally income, doesn't tally kill money until the round's over, right?
Yeah, well, that's 300 each, right? So that's 2 AKs, 2 pistols, $1,200.
No, I know how much he made off.
I don't know. You had a
Thanks for
late
the
night
vote of
yesterday, Launders. I
confidence,
thought.
There were 2 ways to look at that, but feels good that you chose that way.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so now that it's tally, what were you trying to say?
I'm gonna beat you on land tomorrow. Smash Bros.
Are we doing it tomorrow as well?
Yeah, I actually might be able to.
Yeah. All right, I'll try to see my schedule. But yeah, you were talking about adding up money. So now that it has been, what's your insights here?
I just wanted to see if you just had a ridiculous amount of money left over or not. There isn't really much to gather from that. Again, just the eco. Wow, we got 3 players who have less than 10 deaths in this game so far.
And that's including 2 of the operas that we had on CT side, Showtime and Yell. PKL is the 3rd player that has played quite well here on. I think he was pretty much playing by spawns for PKL side because sometimes you see him playing up on catwalk, and then sometimes you see him playing more towards the A side. So they really try to leverage the in-game leader and try to outplay complexity of where they're actually looking to execute. I think when you look at that first half as well for complexity side, when they actually started to get better executes inside A, was because of that mid nuisance by Def that was lurking up towards that underpass a lot. That seemed to catch a lot of them off guard and gave a chance for complexity to move up. But another thing for complexity is that they're known, at least from the matches that I've cast, I've noticed that post plants is something that's very hard for complexity to do, and which could be another reason why you see this type of scoreline here. But even at this point, getting ecoed twice in a row from following a pistol round win, it definitely hurts your morale moving into to the end of this first map.
Yeah, I've definitely seen them play like some pretty poor post plans. In this game, I didn't necessarily like. There was that round. There was 2 at bench. But again, I'm not so sure they played that awfully. And their big problem right now is just if they had won that pistol, or if they had just converted the 2 ecos off the pistol, this would literally be 10-8, right? This would be a much more manageable scoreline because they got ecoed and then had to save. They haven't even given themselves their opportunity to go into a rifle round with the score tied. It means there's a kind of a disproportionate amount of rounds that complexity have to win on CT side to come back from this, with the fear that anytime they lose a round, they'll potentially have to save and then go right to match point.
Yes, and when you're looking at this rule right now, it is a tactical pause And I think that was thrown in by LG at this by compLexity at this point. Sorry. And when the rules for these timeouts, it's maximum 5 minutes per team per map. So this is the only timeout that they have for COL. And they want to use it here more on their CT side, as this is their map choice. So you think they'd be a little bit more comfortable playing on the CT side. But now they've lost the second round after losing Eco. They've lost 3 rounds in a row. LG's money is off the charts. And at this point, they bought all the way down where if they lose this one here, you'll probably see LG pretty much at map point.
CLG?
No, I would say LG.
Oh, CLG.
You will see SEE space Luminosity Gaming at map point. Nice try on that troll there, Lawners. Nice try.
I went bowling drunk yesterday and threw up my back.
Yeah, you were telling me about it before we went on air. So how the hell do you throw your back throwing a bowling? Actually, you know what? Don't even answer that question. I looked at the video that you posted. Was it on Twitter or was it on Instagram? But when you threw that bowling ball, you don't lean in enough into it.
I don't lean enough into it. Okay.
Yeah,
I actually played extremely well, I think. But
I don't know. Your balls are straight. Your balls were thrown straight.
Say it again.
They're like straight down the lane. You don't see any curve balls.
No. I did curve. I curved. Yeah. I put that slight curve. It goes right in between the right side of the center pin and the pin on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
You know what? The funny thing is, one of the admins, and who's currently mod right now in the North Arena channel, Lejuke TV, I think he's a professional bowler.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he's got like the jersey and everything too, and he throws like a perfect curve when right when he plays. Like you see it on I guess for Toronto and the rest of Canada, it'd be like a channel like TSN2 or like ESPN2, where you see like professional bowling being played on TV or aired on TV.
ESPN8, the Ocho.
We're on pause now. LG versus compLexity. As compLexity again coming back from this tactical pause, hoping to narrow down this gap as they're behind by 7. Well, all the way down to nothing at this point. Small armor across the board, and it starts well with Surreal on a headshot onto Showtime.
That was quite the angle. I didn't even, from Showtime's perspective, didn't realize that he could be spotted that quickly. And bang, just like that, we got an opening kill for compLexity. That's nice because they haven't been able to do that for most of the rounds in this game.
They also don't have a kit to work with, right? So getting those early picks are definitely key for them.
Yeah, and they probably should have bought a kit, but sometimes they really didn't have that much money. I can understand why they just don't have like a single one. Yeah. I mean, in this situation, you just cannot let the bomb go down. As weird as that sounds, but it does change how you play it.
And you see it changes from how it plays. They're playing very passively, leaving middle open right now for LG to take over. They spot a first one up on Catwalk. Forced to fall back just a tad.
No.
Now it's going to be Def falling first, though. They're actually pushing towards this A side. Uber playing towards damage, gets the first kill. A dig out the PKL, but did not expect that Yell was going to move up at the ramp at the same time. So a little bit of mispositioning on compLexity's passive play. And that gives a chance for Shiz to lurk around, get into kill onto Surreal on a rotation. And he gets a second one onto Android, who never expected that peek onto connector side. So Ape is under 3 versus 1.
I mean, he's been extremely clutch. I'm not going to put it past him, but with the after plants, we have someone flanking Ape right now. There's absolutely no way that he checks this, and he has to deal with someone in Palace. I'm going to say that there's probably 1% chance he somehow wins this. And Density just peeks out right away, 4 HP, headshot, and that's it. But man, Def got caught completely out of position. You get killed at triple from connector, that means that you had no idea there were people in connector. You shouldn't have, like, crossing there with no smoke down. I don't know what the information was. Well, I do actually. I have a feeling at least. When Destiny peeked on Cat, we literally had to rotate out from window into B, so 2 in B, and then Def moved. So they had a strong feeling that it was going to be a B hit, and they were completely wrong about it. You know the saying, you shouldn't sway like a palm tree in the wind? Sometimes these, I think, tells, that was just kind of the most simple tell that Luminosity could have given them, and they bid on it so hard.
What would happen? Would you, like, just get catapulted onto the other end? Would you actually swing on that palm tree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shiz at 1 HP. A second one was very low, now it's PKL. who falls down, yells at 24, but 4 of them have fallen for compLexity. 8 last men standing inside the window room, and that's going to end it there. Map point for Luminosity Gaming, 15-6. No money whatsoever for compLexity to work in with the rifles here, so they're going to go for UMPs, maybe even shotgun close range if they want to, or if they expect that. But yeah, they kind of fell down quite quickly.
Yep. I mean, Luminosity playing super well. A lot of bad things happening in the compLexity camp, but even still, Luminosity, there's tons of stuff to be praised there. Their aim is on point. They're trading really well, and everything that they're deciding to do seems to be the right idea. And I mean, you know, they throw a simple fake. It's a simple fake. compLexity shouldn't bite on it, but it's like basically free to show some presence on cat. So the fact that they do that and then it gets them a window round shows, like, you know, they really know, they understand what it takes to get what they want out of compLexity in terms of rotations. They can do something simple and they know it's gonna work.
But at this point, desperate measures for compLexity. 2 guys pushing up towards upper B, and 1 guy has fallen down, and it's going to be Rabbit. Ape was trying to support him. This will all work out as Showtime got that kill. And he did have support on his end. Def trying to play aggressively forward as well. Destiny's toying with him, and finally he kills him.
No way. I don't think he was trolling him. There's no way. He must have just dropped that by accident.
Well, that's going to be now the rest of Luminosity Gaming trying to move up here towards upper B, where Ape is holding on his own with FAMAS. Rest of them here for compLexity stuck towards this A-bomb site, so Ape has to come up big. He doesn't have any nades to work with, so he's going to have to count on his sheer aim. There is the first molly. In a great position to start. Showtime has dropped in. Angle through, gets the first kill, gets the take on the second kill, drops the bomb carrier with 28 seconds left on the clock. 5 bullets remaining. Trying to get the 3rd kill with success. Back to the USP. TKL stuck in the back of the site. Finally, it's a 3 versus 1. And Surreal ends it here and keeps it alive for compLexity. But another clutch play for 8. That's 3 of them here, Launders.
Yeah, you mean, you know, you can definitely call that clutch. He's the only man on the site, 3 kills. And Ape is on fire, man. Ape is actually super sick. I mean, he's only got 18 kills. I mean, he's still far away from any of his other teammates. So there's at least that to say. And even though it's kind of still, you know, 18 kills on round 23, it's been a lot of really good kills. In important situations.
11 of them were actually when he clutched those rounds, right? That was 2 4Ks, that trip kill there. So.
Right.
This puts compLexity back with some money in the bank. Surreal with AWP back in his hands, was trying to look back on the top of mid to start, but it was smoked out. He's forced to fall back, and he's going to play more passively inside the A site. So once again, compLexity gives mid to LG, and I think this is where their weakness actually shine. Their weakness shine, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
Their weakness shine.
Yeah. Well, that's where they got the A site got taken over quite easily there with some misplacements from the LG side, COL side.
You confuse me with all these acronyms.
I know, right? It's just back into my like real job career where everything is an acronym and it just screw everything up.
Yeah.
But 8 playing towards the get right spot. 2 of them are low. It's going to be Shiz and Destiny, and he's going to go head against Shiz to start. That's 1 kill. Traded back by Destiny No with the op. Android now spotted. He's going to be stuck with an incendiary grenade in his hands, and PKL opens it up. It's a 3 versus 2 now. Those are actually 2 weapons that you wouldn't expect that they would lose, but they got caught there with a little bit of an early peek and caught with a nade in their hands. Destiny and PKL trying to move inside B.
They've got, I mean, they don't have enough health, but Destiny has an op, so it depends. Oh, and he's actually gone back to Cat as well. Oh, as soon as Def turns the corner, he turns around, and I don't know if he's going to be, oh, this is going to be it. Def should be able to seal this up.
Yep.
Both players.
First one, spots the second one, 2 easy kills.
No problem. And that was just a little bit of timing there. Destiny almost caught him pushing up on Cat, but he came nice and slowly. I like that Destiny cleared it in the first place so that he could get a kind of a better position that you wouldn't expect someone to be in. Because you wouldn't expect someone to be in a position where they'd be exposed to Cat. But they could go there if they knew that Cat was clear. Either way, compLexity have 7 match points to come back from. Don't see them digging their way out of this. They have a lot to prove, and that was just kind of, they've won one rifle round and then one sort of eco. And again, the only rifle round they won was just off the back of a huge play from me. And it's just like individual plays, is not
Yell's out in the open.
Oh, he's dying.
Yeah, his incendiary grenade's gonna put him down to 44 HP. Cannon of the AWP sneaks out as Shiz spots it. But now Surreal decides to once again fall back here. Is he trying to move back? Yeah, he's gonna look back towards window on Cat. So far, pop flash for them to try to peek out towards A ramp. They see nothing there, but that's gonna be hurt by the Palace player. It's gonna be PKL. Gonna fall back slightly and let LG take control of mid one more time.
Ooh, so much damage has been dealt. I'm not sure how. Uber is down to 12 HP. It's the real half. And make control for Luminosity. I'd say advantages to them right now in this round. 5v5, and what is their plan of action? They have escorted somebody into ladder room, it seems, and are moving back towards A. Is he up on Cat? Yeah, he is. Yeah. And they have connector split. This is a really, really strong split. And Uber looks like he's going to take the first point of contact here if PKL decides to lurk out quickly.
I don't really like this
overall,
spots.
but like,
I don't like these spots, man. They've been overpowered every single time from that sandwich and A site default.
Well, they lost connector control. Now they're forced passive. Oh, nice shot though from Uber. Low HP, needed to get that.
Yep. Surreal op shot that onto Shiz, so that A ramp is down. Bomb is down at the same time. 17 seconds left on the clock. Showtime on the staircase. Moving up here with Destiny and Yell. And that's 2 down instantly there to make that a 3rd as they clear out A. Now Android's going to try to move up, and it ties up turn where actually complexity has 2 minutes advantage.
Ape's got to run. Oh,
clutch
man.
play.
Every time. What the what just happened?
Okay. That's a 3 versus 1 win for Ape.
How does that happen? What
I
just
don't know,
happened?
man. I don't know. They threw the bomb up, a knife swing. I don't know.
I don't think Apes lost a 1v3. Apes won like 3 out of 4 1v3s that he's been in or something like that. I guess the 4Ks were all 1v3s. But he him getting that kill, and incredibly important, and Luminosity almost were able to get that plant, even though compLexity got the first 2 kills versus the A split. Everything almost fell apart as quickly as it came together. But what just happened? How did that knife kill happen? I have no idea.
I think it was out of frustration right there, because I saw that bomb out in the air.
It was a tilt knife.
Yeah, I think it was just a regular right swipe, and somehow his teammate came into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely proved me wrong there at the same time for complexity from the way that they held that cover this time. Probably the shots have connected, but LG this time they have an AK-47 in the hands of Showtime, and they're putting it to work on this buy that they have here for the Brazilian team. And now it's another 3 versus 2. Unfortunately, Ape has fallen down, so it's gonna be a little bit tougher now for complexity to try to win this round. Surreal and Android, last 2 remaining. Thankfully for them, though, PKL and Destiny are low on HP.
How do they? All right. So they got the smoke out Tetris. Oh, some damage dealt though. Surreal very low now, and I don't think that stroke's amazing. Almost like Showtime is just gonna get more kills. He's already done so much, and this could be it. Destiny in a 1v1 versus Android, and the flank is coming out from jungle. He didn't expect it. That's it. 16-9.